Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to another live show and welcome back to the aftermath. Let's talk. Honestly, let's talk about Arsenal because look, personally, I'm I'm devastated. I'm growing thinner. My mind is about to blow up. I do not understand at one point in time what's going on with this football club. I don't understand. But just look, seen in the title, we're gonna be speaking about Mikel Arteta. Is it time for him to leave? Is what we are seeing at this Arsenal side at the moment? His shortcoming, are there more pressing reasons that Mikel Arteta, Pochettino is available this summer? Of course, PSG will be looking to get rid of him. United were thinking to get him, but it looks like Ten Hag will be going to Manchester United. So Mauricio Pochettino is available. Would you take Mauricio Pochettino over Mikel Arteta? Would you replace him with Mikel Arteta? Of course, there are a few other managers around. That we could actually go for. We have already had rumors about Tite, the Brazilian manager, that he could take up the Arsenal job, despite the fact that he came out and said, "Look, I won't be taking up the Arsenal job." And then huge questions. I think this is where I'll need much of your thoughts. Is this top four race over, or like, do you think it is over? Or you think if we can beat Chelsea dramatically, if we can beat Manchester United dramatically, then we are back in it? Because yes, we are not very far away from Spurs and Manchester United with a game in hand, and now it means we have to win that game in hand, which seems very, very hard. It seems very far away, but we're gonna be looking and running through all that on this show. Do me a huge favor, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. It massively helps me as a content creator. Right, let's get to it. Let's start off with the issue around Mikel Arteta. Now, the Mikel Arteta divide is back, and this is absolute hypocrisy because it had it was lost. It had gone. Many people saying Mikel Arteta in, Mikel Arteta out had actually gone. It looked like Arsenal fans had formed that kind of consensus around, let's back the manager. He is the manager. He's trying to do everything he can for this Arsenal side. So let us try to back him. And personally, I was one of those very, very strong, anti-Mikel Arteta fans. And to some point in time, I was like, Ryan, I feel like he's doing something. I feel like he's gotten his 11 right. He's gotten his first 11. He's started finding a shape, a structure, and eventually I felt part of this Arsenal side. But now the last 4 games, Arsenal have won 1, and in the last 5 games we have won 1 and lost 4. That is unacceptable. That is simply unacceptable. And for me, it is unacceptable whether with injuries or not. Because look, we might say we've suffered injuries. Partey, Lacazette, Kieran, and these are very key members in this Arsenal side. Based on the fact that it is a side that only has one squad. We have we have one lineup, and it is our squad as well. So that is what is scary about it. But it is unacceptable that we go to Crystal Palace and lose 3-0. It is unacceptable that after then we got to Brighton, come at the Emirates, and win comfortably 2-0. And then it's also unacceptable that after losing 6-0 to Chelsea, Southampton beat Arsenal 1-0. It's unacceptable. It's purely unacceptable. But the huge question around Mikel Arteta, lads, for me is this where we pull the plug? Do we, has he failed? 3 years now. The first 2 years, he's been finishing 8th. In the 3rd year, he's sitting 6th on the table with the game in hand, 54 points, same as Manchester United, right? Same as Manchester United on 54 points, and 3 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, who are in the top 4. I'm gonna say this: no one of us expected Arsenal to finish in the top 4. No one of us expected Arsenal to go back to the UEFA Champions League by the beginning of the season. We had made signings that we all never thought they were they were going to be great. We had made signings that all of us thought, look, these are going to be shit signings. They're going to be ordinary signings. And Mikel Arteta somehow he has put them together, formed the structure, and he has got some good football out of them. So he needs and deserves some huge credit there, absolute huge credit. But then the question lies where it goes wrong. The question is, Mikel Arteta, why is he losing games now, just like at the beginning of the season? What is going so wrong? Losing 3 players because if we replace them like for like, Tierney is replaced by Nuno, Partey is replaced by Lokonga, and Lacazette is replaced by Edin Ketia. Look, apart from the fact that all these replacements are not good enough, that should not massively destabilize the structure of the team. But what I've seen in that Southampton side, and I hope I will get the strength to do my tactical review, Arsenal have lost their shape. Arsenal have lost their structure. It's like we are just disorganized. Yesterday, against Southampton, we were trying to throw balls at Edin Ketia. How tall is Edin Ketia? We're trying to throw balls in at Edin Ketia, and Nketiah is battling the likes of Jan Bednarek with a very, very tall goalkeeper, and we were throwing in crosses there and hoping hopeless crosses, whose quality, which quality was absolutely shit, and we were hoping that Edin Ketia is going to get his head, or is going to get to the back, to the back end of any ball, and it ends up in the back of the net. That didn't happen. It happened against Crystal Palace. We were the same against Brighton. And if you look at all those 3 teams, they have one thing against us. They're organized. They've been organized. They've been working hard. They've been absolutely clean. And we were not. So my problem with Mikel, and I'm going to ask this to everyone in the chat, why has he fallen off a cliff? Why are we falling off a cliff? What exactly is the problem? What is the matter? Right? Why have we suddenly frozen? This happened last season against Villarreal. We thought maybe go to the semi-final, go to the final, and anything could happen. And we froze against Villarreal. We froze like we had never played any football for years. And Unai Emery, of course, there was some kind of masterclass on Unai Emery's side, but our poor quality gave him the upper hand. And we said, fine, we could move on. We could walk away with that. Then this season, it is the same. Honestly, lads, we are becoming a joke. Spurs, Chelsea, United, all these clubs have been in Europe. We've been playing one game per weekend this campaign. One game per weekend. There are no reasons for you to need a big squad. There are no reasons for you to need a very, very huge squad. You're not Manchester City. You're not Liverpool. You're not playing in the UEFA Champions League. You're not even in the UEFA Conference League. You don't need a big squad. And despite the fact that I've already said, look, January is coming back to bite us, I've always felt like whether with or without January, this squad should be doing enough, and a good manager, it should do enough to get ourselves back to the UEFA to the top 4 and get back to the UEFA Champions League. Because listen, I said this in the summer, last summer, that the quality of players that Arsenal will sign are going to be determined by the fact that we do not have European football. 26 years, for the first time in 26 years, Arsenal are not in Europe. 26 years. That's it. 26 years. We are not in Europe. We had not failed to qualify for Europe in 26 good years. Well, Mikel Arteta, decides that we will not be in Europe. His first campaign, we were lucky to go to the Cup Winners' Cup. That is Europa League, because that is a league of domestic cup winners. Cup Winners' Cup. Okay, we got to the Cup Winners' Cup. and we were dumped out by Villarreal in the semi-finals. That's a good run. And then the second season again, we finished 8th, and you thought that is when you go back, you regroup, you do everything right, and we are suddenly not doing, we are not doing it right. Because the problem. Let me tell you the problem. This is it. Champions League football has been very crucial to us this season, this campaign, going into the summer. Right now, I don't want to see Arsenal buying in Tammy Abraham. I don't want Arsenal to. I don't want to see Arsenal buying in, all these crap players, Ivan Toney and all that crap. We are past that stage. We've brought in so many of them, and if you do not have Champions League football, if you do not have Europa League football, Europa League is even so low to our ambitions at the moment. Probably, it's solo to our it's solo to our ambitions, because the top talents, the top players that we want are gonna be attracted to the project, number one, and now the project that has been beautiful, the project that has been moving forward, seems stuck. So what else do you have to attract top players? It is Champions League football. That's it. Because this side doesn't have the quality. No one is going to say, I want to come and play with Ben White, despite the fact that Ben White has had a very, very good campaign. No one's going to say, I want to play with Aaron Ramsdale. These players have not reached that level. They're not there to, you don't say, Lautaro Martinez will say, I want to play alongside Eddie Nketiah. There is no top striker that says that. There is no top player that says that. So for us to attract the top talent, for us to attract the players at the top level, we've got to think of a way to take us back to the UEFA Champions League. And we had got it. It was on a silver plate. United this season, they were out of the way. Spurs this season, they were out of the way. And that performance against Brighton for Spurs, it only shows you, it just sums up their season. Inconsistently consistent and inconsistent. That is their season. They've been so consistent at being inconsistent. They came into that game after winning 4 in a row, after scoring 18 goals between their forward line, 3 players in 9 games. They didn't have a shot on target, right? So if you're going against such a Spurs side, if you're going against such a Manchester United side, that if Ronaldo doesn't get a hat-trick, we cannot beat Norwich. Norwich is the worst team in the league. They literally cannot show their superiority over Norwich, because honestly, to be honest, Norwich is the worst team in the league. Honestly, they're the worst team in the league. Maybe to get coupled with Watford, Everton, and Burnley, right? So we had got that, and I thought, this is it. We go back to the UEFA Champions League. Now we can say, Lautaro Martinez, come here. We have to give it, because look, we are not the only ones that are going to be crying for these strikers. For example, let's talk about two players right now that are very, very closely linked with Arsenal, right? Let's talk about Victor Osimhen and Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is playing for Benfica. Obviously, Benfica will give him a spot in the UEFA Champions League next season. But if he decides to move on, he's definitely going to be looking at a side that can give him UEFA Champions League football. United are interested in him. West Ham are interested in him. And West Ham are in the Europa League. If they can beat RB Leipzig, I think they can win it. I don't know. I think they can win it. Honestly, there is Rangers, there is Leipzig, there is West Ham. I don't remember the 4th team in the semi-finals of the Europa League. So they can't win it. So if West Ham win it, they go to the UEFA Champions League. You know that, right? Whoever wins the Europa League goes to the UEFA Champions League. So if West Ham win it, they go to the UEFA Champions League, asked to stay behind. Thank you. Thank you so much, bottlers. Thank you. Right? So West Ham go, and ultimately they can tell Darwin Núñez, look, we are in the UEFA Champions League. We are having a project running. Look at Declan Rice. Look at Jared Bowen. Look at Mikel Antonio. They can attract him. because they have Champions League. Spurs as well are interested in him. So Manchester United that are going to be having the rebuild of their life. I don't think Darwin Nunez can say no to Eric Ten Hag. I can't. I don't think. And you remember when I was saying that we need to replace Mikel Arteta at the beginning of the season? One of the reasons I was giving is if you have a manager that can attract players, sensible. Look, Mikel Arteta can attract Ben White, right? Mikel Arteta can attract Ramsdale. But can he attract Alisson like Jurgen Klopp attracted Alisson, to Liverpool? Can he attract Salah? Can he attract the likes of Mane? Can he attract that quality of players? There's a question there. So the fact that we might not go back to the Champions League means that the quality of players we will sign in will not be any much improved from what we have. And that means, honestly, if Newcastle pump in the money, United correct themselves, Spurs inject, it's going to be harder for us next season. It's going to be harder, especially if we go back to Europa, because we'll be playing every Thursday. You know why I love the Champions League? Look, we might not be able to. It might be too early for us not to go back to the UEFA, Champions League, because maybe we are not good enough and our squad is narrow and everything like that. But why I love the UEFA Champions League is it gives you that, that bit of time to rest. You play every Tuesday or Wednesday. You rest on a Thursday. You rest on a Friday, and either play on Saturday or Sunday. All right. That's it. With Europa League, it's difficult. Unless you have a very, very huge squad, it's so difficult. It's difficult. You play on a Thursday and on a Sunday. It's difficult. But anyway, so on the point of Mikel Arteta out, I mean, this is kind of a fun divide. Many people feel Arteta should be leaving now, just like they felt he should have left a little bit earlier, and many people feel he should be around. But this is what I'm gonna say. I think Mikel Arteta, up to this point in time, he's done a great job. Great job to an extent that I wanted him out, and I realized, and I can confess that I understand what he's trying to do. So in the summer, if he's gonna be backed, right? This is gonna be that he's going to be moving into his fourth season straight, right? Third full season next season, fourth season ever since he took charge over. I think that was in November 2019. Yeah, taking after Unai Emery, right? So I'm gonna say this, right? Until the end of the season, we keep him. If we finish outside the top 6, and he goes. Honestly, he goes. He has not had UEFA football. He has not had any European football. He was dumped out of the FA Cup by Nottingham Forest. Yes, he went that far in the Carling Cup, but it doesn't matter. We were beaten by Liverpool, and Liverpool eventually won it. So despite the fact that Chelsea didn't win it, and I never wanted them to win it, we still didn't win it. So no silverware yet again. No top 4, no top 5. If he finishes outside the top 6, and I'm saying outside the top 6 because I'll say Spurs 4th, maybe United 5th, and Arsenal should come 6th. That is the worst we should be going for. That is the worst, right? And that is me thinking that Mikel, will have the excuse of injuries. That is me giving him the wild card. Injuries. I'm saying that United and Spurs have individual players that are carrying them. Son, Ken, Ronaldo, Bruno. That is what I will believe, right? But honestly, it is bad. It is absolutely bad. You can't lose 3 in a row at a point where you needed to lose none. Like, seriously, we have crumbled under pressure. Now, the other point I want to talk about is Pochettino in the summer, right? Pochettino in the summer. I was talking to one of my friends, the Manchester United fan, and he was telling me that the squad we have at the moment would suit Mauricio Pochettino very well. Now, I don't know what you people would think about this. 56 people watching. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button. I don't know what you people would think about us bringing in Mauricio Pochettino, but this is my true opinion about Mauricio Pochettino. Poch, let's call him Poch, right? Poch is not a failure. Poch didn't fail at Tottenham. Actually, I think Pochettino succeeded and got more than, he gave Tottenham more than what they deserved. That was because we know how Danny Levy operates, and I'm really, really eager to wait for the summer. What is Danny Levy going to do with Antonio Conte? I have very, very high expectations that Antonio Conte will leave Spurs. I'm telling you, because look, Danny Levy didn't back Mauricio Pochettino as his, as any manager who has taken you to the UEFA Champions League final would have wanted to be backed. And because football fans don't want him close to their side, they say, "Oh, Pochettino is a failure." I don't think he's a failure. The Pochettino at Southampton, all of us would have taken him. Absolutely, everyone would have taken him. The Pochettino at Spurs, after taking them to that UCL final and beaten by Liverpool, everyone would have taken him. Now, after getting sacked, he's taken to PSG. And he's dumped out of the UCL, the Champions League. Honestly, I'm gonna say these slides. PSG is not the best team in the world. Let's stop being deluded. Let's stop being delusional. Yes, they have the most expensive players in the world, but they're not the best team in the world. I'm not telling you, if we played PSG today as Arsenal, I wouldn't lose hope. I wouldn't say, "Oh, we have lost this one." I think if they put their best players on the pitch and we put our best players on the pitch, I think that PSG side, we could get a point against them. I'm telling you, we could get a point against them, right? If we play the way we played against Liverpool this season in the second leg, if we play the way we played against City on the opening day of January this year, I don't think we lose to PSG. PSG as a team do have a problem. Thomas Tuchel has been there, and everybody said, "Oh, look at Thomas Tuchel, he's a shit manager." And somehow, he's come at Chelsea and he's won the UCL, and PSG do not have it. They have Mbappe, they have Messi, they have Neymar. I don't know who signs players at PSG, but trust me, if it is anyone, football related, they're out of their mind. They're buying these players for branding. They're not buying these players to build a squad, because look at that PSG side. They have Messi, they have Neymar, and Mbappe, right? Okay, let's say that front three is good enough. Is very good. But then look at their midfield, right? Look at their midfield. Their defense is all right. I think their defense is all right. I just feel like, this PSG side is unmanageable. It's not Poch. It's not Thomas Tuchel. It's not Unai Emery. There are times when you've got to ask yourself, why is it our team? And I think Arsenal, we were there. We were there. And I think we are there. No matter which manager comes in at this Arsenal side, if we don't change things, the way we do things, it's not going to be always about the manager. It will never be. It will never be. To start things off, the post look, before the post-Wenger era, Arsene Wenger started to crumble, right? After building the Emirates Stadium, right? We started selling our best talent. Okay, Arsene Wenger got fed up, walked away, and we said, "Oh, Arsene Wenger, what?" Brought in Unai Emery, who had done a marvelous job with Sevilla. and he's replicated, right? He's replicated that at Villarreal. Can you believe the manager we sacked for being not good enough, has actually beaten Bayern Munich and taken Villarreal into the semi-finals of the fucking UEFA, UEFA Champions League. Like, if they miraculously beat Liverpool, they'll be in the final of the Champions League. Can you believe that? Like, who in the world can you not see, lads? Unai Emery is in the is in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Semi-finals. Oh, don't forget, last season he has a UEFA title. That is the Cup Winners' Cup, Europa League. I prefer to call it the Cup Winners' Cup. I mean, the name just sounds good to me. Like, it was renamed the UEFA, the Europa League later. But so Pochettino, I think, is a great manager. I think he's capable of building something in the back in the Premier League. And I have a feeling it will not be Spurs, but a club like Aston Villa, because for me, I feel Villa have something they're building. I still think a club like Aston Villa will at some point in time go, let's bring in Poch. He's got the experience. He's been in Europe. Let's bring in such a manager, back him, and he should lead the way, right? Take us to the level if where we want to be. Be it Leicester City. I think Leicester City have been shit this season, but if they want to be better, they need to get rid of Brendan Rodgers, and they just bring in a manager like Poch. So I see huge qualities of a huge manager, a top manager in Mauricio Pochettino. And I'm not going to lie, lads. If we finish, outside the top 6, if we finish below West Ham, get Poch. Go get Poch. Absolutely, go get Poch. He's not a shit manager. He's not a bad manager. Go get him. Go get him. I'm 100%. I'm 100% positive. Go get Pochettino. I won't. I won't be mourning. I won't be mourning. Go get. Go get Mauricio Pochettino. EGTV, my man says Poch will never join Arsenal. I think we have a project. EG. I think Igal. I think we have a project, and it looks like Kroenke is willing. And look, and I don't want to back Kroenke. I would rather back Mikel Arteta all day in, and I will never back Stone Kroenke, because the Kroenkes are problem themselves. They problem themselves. The fact that on this Let's Talk episode I've not included them doesn't mean that they get free. They don't go free. You know why they don't go free? In that January transfer window, if we did what Spurs did, we are gone. Because listen, lads, you know what hurts me is that we were this close. We were this close to getting back to glory. We were this close. We had escaped. I just can't believe that I'm looking at the table where Arsenal do not even appear anywhere close. Anywhere close to top 4 now. We are in position 6. Position 6. 3 points only anyway. But in that January transfer window, we wanted Dejan Kulusevski. You remember me doing those stories, don't you? Right? We wanted Dejan Kulusevski. By the way, the transfer episodes are back. I'll be doing a transfer live show on every single weekday, Monday to Sunday. That is at 9:30 p.m. I think. I think I will do it at 10 p.m. Yeah, 10 p.m. on a daily basis. So catch me 10 p.m. in the evening, 10 p.m. on this channel. I will be doing other stories as well, short uploads, probably 10 minutes, 5 minutes and less, and then I'll be uploading them here. But of course, much content on transfers, on the transfer window, on the World Cup is going to be coming up on 99 Sport. That is my second channel. Thanks everybody who subscribed there. We have 1.6 subscribers, and the channel is monetized as well. So, another avenue for us to make some money and do big things here on Cossy Media. But look, what I wanted to say here is, lads, Dejan Kulusevski was a strong Arsenal target. If you still remember those stories from Gianluca Di Marzio saying that Arsenal registered concrete concrete transfer interest in Dejan Kulusevski. They wanted to sign him, and the problem was that Juve were unclear, right, of whether it was going to be a loan deal or a permanent, and we walked away. What? Look, because if we couldn't get, Dusan Vlahovic, we had some 90 million, we had some 80 million. You can't tell me that in January we would have failed to get Dejan Kulusevski, probably on a loan deal. Kulusevski is taking Spurs to the top four, and we are staying in, behind Spurs. We wanted Kulusevski. There is no doubt about that. We were absolutely into Kulusevski. Rodrigo Bentancur. This is what was happening. Juve made it very clear that they would let Aaron Ramsey go alongside Federico Bernardeschi and or Arthur and or Rodrigo Bentancur, right? It was up to Arsenal to go in there and get one player just like this, one player, whether Arthur Melo, whether Rodrigo Bentancur, because what we are suffering from now is a game controller. We just need someone who can, control the game for us, because we still have Martin Odegaard who can break through the lines. But there is no way we can break through the lines using Martin Odegaard if he's playing that deep and he's not if he's not getting any quality support from the midfield. So Rodrigo Bentancur could have been an Arsenal player and would be very far. What we failed to do is what Spurs did, and that's why the Cronkies don't walk away from this from this situation. They don't. They are equally to blame as anybody else. But look, my issue with Poch, EG, is that I think Pochettino is desperately looking to prove to the world that he is a good manager. And to me, he is a good manager, top class, world class manager. There are no questions about that. There are no questions about that. So if Arsenal can just find eating, if we can find eating ourselves and say, okay, Mikel, you've been here for 3 years. You've set the structure. You put up the foundation. We are not going to renew your contract. Walk away. Let's bring in a manager who's been at that stage. Probably Poch might not be the one to win us the titles. Maybe he's not the one that's going to win us the Champions League. But we are sure he's taken Spurs there. A shit. Maybe by that time they were not very shit, were they? They had good players: Ken, Son, Eriksen. They had a good sign, right? But we know he's been there. We know he's taken Spurs there. Then we say, come and take us there. Of course, if Poch comes in, he's gonna say, okay, I've come, buy me Harry Kane. I don't know if Arsenal can buy Harry Kane. I don't know if Harry Kane can come to Arsenal. But I think with Pochettino and his level of experience, he has the ability to attract at least better players with or without Champions League football than Mikel Arteta without Champions League football. No, if Mikel had Champions League football, I think he would do better, right? But I'm not overly obsessed with the thought of sacking Mikel Arteta. I'm not overly obsessed. What I'm trying to say here is that we can do better as a side. We can do better, right? Ten Hag was there for the taking. We didn't do that. We didn't think about it. And now United, I'm telling you, if United just give him the time and give him, the environment he needs, he's a quality manager. He's a quality manager. And so is Mikel, by the way. And so is Mikel. We've seen it in him. And so is Mikel. But my problem with Mikel is that he's learning on the job so slowly. Like in the last 3 games, the whole structure, the whole style of play, the whole identity is nowhere to be seen in that team. Keep the, if you're losing the games, keep the structure. Show us that this is our identity. Yes, we're losing games because of injuries, but we have injuries, we've lost the structure, we've lost the identity. What is there for us to salvage? What is there for us? I personally don't get it. Yeah, personally don't get it. And the other thing I want to talk about here is Thomas Partey, and and the role he plays, and whether without Thomas Partey there is no Arsenal. Look, lads, I'm not going to speak much about Pochettino, but I've never, when I was watching Madrid Chelsea, oh sorry, Madrid Chelsea, I was first to remind myself of Arsenal Football Club. I think in Europe there are two clubs, three, that depend, so much on one player. United on Ronaldo, Arsenal on Partey, and Real Madrid on Karim Benzema. Those are those teams. When Arsenal do not have Partey, they lose 3 games in a row. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. They lose 3 games in a row. They concede 6 goals. They don't score any. Can you believe it? Like, sincerely. That's it. That's the truth. When Madrid do not have Benzema, they lose 4-0 to Barcelona. And with Benzema, they beat Chelsea on their home ground 3-1. And they dump out, and it scores a hat-trick against PSG, and PSG are out, and scores another hat-trick against Chelsea, and Chelsea are out. Ronaldo, when he's down, when he doesn't do anything for Manchester United, everybody is like, we can't do anything. But this is dangerous, lads. This is absolutely dangerous. I've already said it with Xhaka. In the last 3 games, Xhaka has been a liability to himself, first and foremost, and to Mikel Arteta. And Mikel Arteta all season has been a liability to Xhaka. We cannot keep on thinking that one player like this, or two, Partey and Xhaka, will make it happen. We can't do that. And part of this blame falls onto Mikel Arteta, because when we were thinking of getting a midfielder in the summer, he said, no, Xhaka come back. And Xhaka said, Mikel Arteta said, I should come back. Right? And I feel happy. It's not all about feeling happy, lad. It's all about what are you offering? Where are we? It's not about you feeling happy. I'm not taking a dig at Granit Xhaka or Mikel, at the moment. What I'm trying to say is, I think we could have been in a better position if our team had more players to rely on than 1 or 2. Look, when Partey picked up that injury, I looked at a statistic board from Sky Sport, and literally what it showed was Arsenal win more games with Partey and lose less, and lose more without Partey. Arsenal score more goals with Partey and score less without Partey. Arsenal concede more goals without Partey, and Arsenal concede less goals with Partey and concede more without Thomas Partey. The man has gone 3 games in a space of 2 weeks, and Arsenal have just, bottled their top 4 race. So if now we know the importance of Thomas Partey, we desperately need to find someone as good or even better than Thomas Partey. You literally you just can't rely on one player. No Partey, no Arsenal. That is absolutely bogus. That is absolutely bogus, lads. We cannot live like that. We cannot have a side where one player, when one player is out, it's over. We can't. We absolutely can't. But I think Thomas Partey's absence has really, really affected us, and it's going to cost us the top 4. It's really going to cost us the 4. But there is something that I've noticed, and I don't know how many Arsenal fans would agree with me on this, right? But Thomas Partey makes Xhaka brilliant. Did someone notice that? With Thomas Partey on the pitch, Xhaka plays in a very, very high advanced, role. Like, he plays like Andrea Pirlo, right? And many people were taking a dig at me. Oh, Cossy, you said Xhaka is not good enough. Come and see. 14 games, 15 games is playing so well. Where is he? 3 games in, where is he? Where is Granit Xhaka? I don't think I pick on Granit Xhaka for no reason. I honestly feel Xhaka. I think what he wants to do and what he wants to be is a kind of Jorginho player, that kind of player, Jorginho, Lodre, Busquets. Those kind of players that just block your movement as an opposition side, and then they literally receive the ball and then pass it all around the pitch. Right? I think that is what he does. And what I don't understand is his passing accuracy is absolutely late. That one I cannot lie. I've always told you that one thing that Xhaka has that I've noticed about him is his passing accuracy. It's never been shit. He's never been shit with his passing accuracy. But without Thomas Partey, Xhaka is like it's like a chicken without feathers, without wings. That is what Xhaka is. A chicken without wings, a bird without wings. Xhaka can't fly. Xhaka is freezing in the cold. And I'm disgusted by many Arsenal fans who come and say, "Oh, look, this Abasambi Lokonga guy is not good enough." Shut up. Lokonga is being, is carrying the load of a midfield pivot. It's not, first and foremost, it's not easy to come and sit in those shoes of Thomas Partey, but it's even harder if you have to sit in the shoes of Thomas Partey with an anonymous Granit Xhaka. It's harder. I just wish Lokonga and Partey kept on playing together. I just wish. I only wish, because now Lokonga has to catch up. He had gone around 17 games without playing for Arsenal. 17 games, not even coming off the bench. 17 games. Now we just throw him in there like now you have to you have to do what Partey has been doing. So in this Let's Talk episode, that is what I want to talk about. Let's see what you people are saying in the comment section, because truly I'm truly devastated. I'm telling you, I'm truly devastated. Truly devastated. But big up to my guy, EG, in the comments. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Anu says, good evening to you, Anu. Hope you are good. And says, seriously, I'm really disappointed. Right? Why not Patrick Vieira? That's a good question. But okay. Let's see what you people have decided in the poll here, right? That's what you've decided. We have had 72 votes, which are enough, because I wanted 50. And 61 have said, yep, you take Mauricio Pochettino to Arsenal. Okay. Of course, you can keep voting. There is a poll in the comment section. You can keep voting. But 50, 100, that is the number. Those round numbers are what I would take. Listen, I love Patrick Vieira, and I respect him because he's done the unbelievable. He's done what nobody expected him to do at Crystal Palace. He's organized them. He's formed a structure, and they're amazing. They've taken 4 points off Arsenal this season, and I think they've taken 4 points off Manchester City this season as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he's just made them, believe in themselves, have that, fighting spirit and everything. But why I wouldn't take Patrick Vieira now is if we bring in Vieira, I think we are leading ourselves into an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer situation. I don't want that. The older fans that have seen the Invisibles will back Patrick Vieira 100%. And they will say he is unsackable. He knows Arsenal. He understands Arsenal, so you cannot sack him, right? And then the younger Arsenal fans who have gone 2 decades 3 decades now without winning a title, we'll be like, sack Patrick Vieira. He's not better than any manager who's been here. We are not winning anything under him. And we're going to clash, right? I think Vieira is a good manager, but give him the time. I think at any point in time, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 6 years from now, if he develops his philosophy, if he becomes, that strong manager, I don't think he would turn down the opportunity to come back at Arsenal and become, a great manager here. But now we are looking at, because for me, it's not a quick fix, but yes, it is a quick fix, right? It is a quick fix. We're looking for a quick fix. So I would definitely say Vieira, yes, 100%. I would back Vieira, but not now. Cossy is not a reality again. Cossy, I don't know why I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm getting frustrated the more. Sorry, Arno. So sorry. Eric says Arteta out. Cossy, Arteta has failed. Okay. Well, I didn't. I thought you people would back Mikel Arteta a little bit more. Let Arsenal board talk to Spain national team coach. He's good. Wait. You guys don't. Okay. Are you meaning Ernesto Valverde? Because look, the manager at Spain right now is Luis Enrique, and he's been at Barca, right? He's been at Barca. It's not a bad manager. My problem with Luis Enrique is the fact that he keeps picking Alvaro Morata all the time. That is at Spain. So that has got nothing to do with Arsenal. I just don't like him, honestly. I just don't like him. I feel like I'm of the view that if we had Ernesto Valverde in the Euros, Spain could have won it. I'm telling you, Spain could have won the Euros if we had Ernesto Valverde at the wheel. We could have won it. No, please, the problem is not Arteta, but the directors of the team. Cossy, seriously, Partey make Xhaka a better player. If not Arsenal, Arsenal lost 3 games without Partey and Xhaka was on the field. I'm telling you, facts. It's absolute facts. Partey makes Xhaka a world-class midfielder. And without Partey, Xhaka is one of the worst players we've ever seen in history, isn't he? Okay, listen, this is a little bit of optimism here, and I love this. And I love this. Top 4 isn't over yet. It depends on how the other teams perform. Arsenal's problem isn't the manager. I blame it all on the owners. This is where we get it wrong and right, as Arsenal fans, as football fans. I've had this I've had that statement so much from United fans, especially this season. Let's be honest and true to ourselves, right? Let's be honest and true to ourselves. Arsenal, as a side, right? We have one of the worst groups of owners, right? We have one of the worst groups of owners in the world of football. But in the last 10 games, all right, 15, when we were winning, games in a row, no one talked about the owners. And now that we've lost 3 games in a row, the owners are back. They don't get free. They don't get free, right? But we've got to ask Mikel Arteta, why has the structure all of a sudden disappeared? Why has the good football all of a sudden disappeared? Why? I mean, we need answers. Why? Big up to you, HJ. Sorry for that. Big up to you, HJ. Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. With the current board, even Guardiola will fail. Okay. Apart from Partey, why don't we trust Mohe? Well, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much. This is something that I needed to put across. I think, and I've been asking myself this question, right? Look, follow me on my TikTok. It's Cossy. I don't know. Cossy 1-1, I think. Cossy 111. Yeah. So follow me on my TikTok. I put this across my TikTok yesterday. I said, why does Cedric take our free kicks? Have you noticed, lads? Cedric Soares yesterday, in two very, very good positions, was standing behind our free kicks. And I was asking myself that question. Why does Cedric have to stand behind Arsenal free kicks? Why? What is the reason? That is absolute nonsense. And then the other thing is this. Why is Mohamed El Neni not given any chance at this point in time? Because I think all the resources we have must come out. Why doesn't he give him even a chance? Like, I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. Big up to you, Rogers. I think Arteta is not the problem. Let Kroenke buy good players. And squad depth is the problem. Let's give him one more chance. And big name players should be signed as well. Listen. Let's say this. I'll conclude. I'll conclude with this. You might say a manager is not a problem, and Kroenke should buy in good players, right? But to attract those good players, you need a certain standard, what you would call a minimum. Like, you need to be in the Champions League. You need to be challenging at the top. And Arsenal are not challenging at the top, honestly, lads. We're not challenging at the top. So I doubt Haaland would say, I want to join Arsenal. He wouldn't say that. But anyway, lads, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a very, very wonderful live stream, and hope to catch you later.